DNA, 10 nanometers. DNA, which is a nucleic acid, stores the genetic information of almost all living things on Earth except for some viruses. A single human cell contains about 3 meters of deoxyribonucleic acid, which holds about 25,000 genes and about 3 billion base pairs. Hepatitis B virus. 42 nanometers, hepatitis B infects a lot of humans. In fact, almost one third of the world population has been infected at some point. This virus can cause vomiting, liver inflammation, possibly death, but you most likely wouldn't even notice if you have it at all. HIV, 90 nanometers. HIV, which stands for Human Immunodeficiency Virus, infects half of a percent of the world's population. It causes AIDS, which stands for Acquired Immune Deficiency Syndrome. About 5 million new infections happen every year. Ultraviolet wavelength, 60 nanometers. Ultraviolet light can give you a tan. I used to think the sunlight and heat burns your skin to make it darker, like how a barbecue grill turns all of the food black. Now I know that's not true. Smallest thing visible to an optical microscope, 200 nanometers. Optical microscopes cannot see objects smaller than 200 nanometers because the wavelengths of visible light will pass right through them. Bacteriophage, 200 nanometers. The bacteriophage, or just phage for short, is a type of bacteria infecting virus. I think they look like robots, not life forms. But it could also be argued that viruses are not alive at all. Ultra. Never mind. Violet light wavelength, 400 nanometers. Also known as mauve, purple, or even regalia. Violet, which can be also called lavender, periwinkle, or iris, sometimes even amethyst or eggplant, is also referred to as fuchsia, indigo, or lilac, and on rare occasions, Byzantium, thistle, wisteria, fandango, and heliotrope. Yes. Mimivirus, 400 nanometers. This little alien was discovered in 1992 within an amoeba, which is only 500 times larger. Mimivirus used to be the largest virus known, but now that is virus. Mitochondrion, 1 micrometer. These organelles can turn the chemical energy from glucose into ATP, which can be used easily for energy. About 120 septillion ATP molecules are created every day in your body by mitochondria. Largest virus, 1.5 micrometers. The largest virus, known as pittavirus, was discovered 30 meters underground in the Siberian permafrost. It's thought to have been there for 300,000 years, still able to infect living things. Thankfully, it seems to only be interested in amoebae. Red light wavelength, 750 nanometers. Red is the first color of the rainbow and the longest wavelength of light we humans can see. It stimulates appetite. That is why so many food companies have red in their logo. They want you to eat. In short, they're trying to fool your brain. Y chromosome, 1.5 micrometers. The Y chromosome, a sex chromosome, appears only in males. Did you know that the Y chromosome is continuing to shrink as it evolves and might possibly disappear completely? I find that to be very fascinating. Some animals, like the Amami spiny rat, have already lost their Y chromosome. Clay particle, 2 micrometers. Because clay particles are so small, they become tightly packed and water particles have trouble flowing through it. On the other hand, sand is much more coarse. Sand water just slips Right through sand, easy peasy. E. coli, 2 micrometers. E. coli are usually harmless and live in your intestines, making wonderful vitamin K2. They are in almost everyone's intestines. In fact, they colonize babies' intestines just 2 days after they are born. Now that's pretty fast. X chromosome, 4 micrometers. X chromosomes are absolutely wonderful. Most chromosomes look like X's even if they aren't sex chromosomes. Those are autosomes. In humans, females have 2 X chromosomes while males have an X and a Y chromosome. Some people might have 3, 4, or even 5 chromosomes though. Red blood cell, 7 micrometers. Around 1/4 of all human cells are red blood cells. They circulate through one cycle every 20 seconds and only live for 4 months. The dent allows for more surface area, which means it's easier to transport oxygen. Because of this, they have no nucleus. Speaking of the nucleus, the cell nucleus, 7 micrometers. Nuclei are pretty cool and can be found within all eukaryotic cells. Human cells are eukaryotic. The nucleus is where all the DNA is. During mitosis, the DNA will condense into chromosomes to, and then the cell will split into two. Chloroplast, 8 micrometers. Plants use chloroplast to turn the sun's energy into chemical energy, which is stored in glucose molecules. Chloroplasts are also what give plants their green color because they have fabulous chlorophyll inside their thylakoid membranes. White blood cell, 10 micrometers. These mass murderers are also known as leukocytes. There are many different types of this disease-fighting cell. The most common type, the neutrophil, has multiple nuclei. The largest type, the macrophage, has a diameter of a whopping 21 micrometers. TWIP, 17.6 micrometers. A TWIP is a 20th of a typographical point. That means that 12-point font is approximately 240 TWIPs high. Also, TUIP can stand for the universe in perspective, and the old name for the scale of the universe. TUIP and TWIP are pronounced the same. Though, 25.4 micrometers. Although the word though is most commonly known as being an old form of the word because the Y is actually the extinct letter thorn, a though is also a unit of measurement. It is equal to 1,000th of an inch. In fact, that's where it gets named thousandth. Pretty uncool. Infrared wavelength, 15 micrometers. Things that are extremely rare are infrarare, infinitely rare. Infrarare is also a verb meaning to make infinitely rare. Example: John infrared the precious food by eating the last of it. Infrared light used to be quite common, but one day a scientist somehow infinitely rared it. Skin cell, 35 micrometers. The outermost layer of the skin, which is also the only visible layer of skin, is made up of dead cells. That's because dead cells are the strongest, and stronger skin provides more protection. These cells continuously fall off. In fact, dust is 95% dead skin cells. So dust are in fact people. Width of silk fiber, 15 micrometers. Silk is valuable and can be woven into clothing, which usually turns out quite soft. Silk is made by silkworm larvae, which I think are pretty gross. But there is also synthetic silk, which is not made from disgusting creepy crawlies, but those I hate. Screw you, Gary Wong, or whoever wrote this. So Silk particle, 50 micrometers. According to the Uden scale, silk particles vary from the smallest as 1 out of 256 millimeters to the largest of 1/16th of a millimeter. This silk particle to the right falls into that range quite well. Smallest object visible to the naked eye. 100 micrometers. Under optimal conditions, the naked eye can see objects as small as zero point 0.1 millimeters. That means that anything smaller than this circle is impossible for you to see without a microscope. You're missing out quite a lot. Warning, this this video contains sex. Ovum, human egg, 120 micrometers. An ovum is the largest cell in the human body. Animals that develop within eggs within their mothers are ovoviviparous, which humans are not. Ovoviviparous is the only English word starting with vowel V, vowel V, vowel V, vowel. Mist droplet, 150 micrometers. Mist can reduce visibility a bit. It can also reflect light, so you can see rays of light shining through it. That's pretty cool. If you want to see mist, go to the coast or the mountains. Mist is more common there. Paramecium, 200 micrometers. Paramecia vary quite a lot in size, between 50 and 330 micrometers. These little guys are protists and like to swim in water. They can move 2 millimeters per second. Dust mite, 300 micrometers. Dust mites like to eat dust, which you probably know is just dead skin cells. Many people are allergic to dust mites. Some people are allergic to their poop. Either way, almost all people want to get rid of this pesky pest. Amoeba, 350 micrometers. Amoebae are unicellular, which means there's only one cell. Some amoebae can grow to an incredible 700 micrometers, which is almost an entire millimeter. Width of human hair, 100 micrometers. Human hair is amazing. Straight hair is almost perfectly cylindrical. On the other hand, curly hair is flatter, which allows it to curl like a ribbon. Did you know that you probably have 50,000 to 200,000 strands of hair on your head? You can count!